お前はもう死んでいる。
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Rock Lee here. Today we're gonna hit you guys with the top 5 things that I'm gonna recommend that you do to increase your Instagram following. All right. So if you guys haven't been following along, if you check out your boy Rock Lee on Instagram, you're gonna see that at this point I have just about 30,000 followers. Right now the number count is 29,000, and based on my insights, I should reach the 30K in the next week or two upon recording of this video. So for those that are even interested in why I do this, it's basically so that I could be a full-time content creator, doing things that I enjoy, spending time with my family. Right now she's not going to behave for this video, but that is the reason why I do it. Jaylu, if you want chocolate, you got to behave. You got to sit still. Okay? All right, so let's go into our top 5 recommendations in growing your Instagram page. And here is tip number 1, and that is, guys, you have to post daily, every day, 7 days a week. Something needs to be able to hit your Instagram page. Now, a lot of times I get people who tell me things like they don't know what to post, or they offer, you know, they ask me to shout them out, and I look at their page and they got like 3 posts. Okay, you guys got to make content and have engaging content that your target audience will like, right? Here's the other thing: post daily, post 1 to 3 times a day. Every time you post something, right, it's an opportunity to gain more follows. So sometimes I post something and I see, you know, I got no followers. And I've had times where I've gained 300 follows, or around 300 follows off of one post. And sometimes I can't figure out why a particular post gets more reach than another. It could be just that time of day, what I was competing with, what hashtag I use. You're gonna see that I talk about that. I use different hashtags for relevancy, and boom, I get a hit, right? So the more times you post, the more times you have an opportunity to gain follows. Here's the next thing about posting regularly. See, these big social networks, these platforms, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, they reward you for using their programs or their platforms. A long story short, they gain money by having a bunch of people engage in their platforms and running ads. And then when you see an ad, boom, they get paid money, but they can't get paid if no one's using it, right? So you're encouraged to be on the platforms very regularly, and posting regularly is part of that equation. So number 2, turn your Instagram into a business page. Now they have a creator function. I'm not going to dabble too much in that, but at least turn it into a business page. Here's why. You want to be able to assess, by looking at the insights, what posts are more popular than others. As you've heard, I said I posted one post. I post sometimes I get 0 follows, other times I get up to 300 follows, right? I look at my insights on each particular post and I determine which post I'm going to keep doing more of, or if I'm onto a trend that particular week, and then I'm gonna keep posting content that is similar to what I just put out, because right now it's getting a lot of follows, a lot of engagement. So looking at your insights helps you determine what not to post and what to keep posting more of. For those who don't know, some of the things that your insights also do is it breaks down at what point of the day are your followers most likely going to be on Instagram. What are your peak hours of the day? It's going to tell you how much of your demographics are guys versus girls. It's going to even tell you your age groups, right? Now, the reason why age groups is so important is when it comes time to monetizing your page and you're trying to sell merchandise, which is a challenge I come across. If you have too many young people that are following you, you may not have enough people who have money to buy your merchandise, right? So you need some people, depending on what your strategy is, you need people in the older age bracket to follow along so they support your merchandise when it comes time to, you know, making those sales and, you know, trying to support your family or whatever it is that is motivating you to be a content creator. right? So those, looking at your demographics is absolutely huge. So you know who's following you, so you know who to make content on. Another thing that was interesting is, when we talk about posting regularly, studying our insights, I picked up that when I posted about Gurren Lagann for like a week, I was in a big Gurren Lagann rut. The older demographics was very engaged in my content and they supported it, and I started actually losing followers and losing engagement because my page is founded on Naruto. We're trickling into DBZ, My Hero Academia, and some new emerging anime, but for the most part, I know that my base group is Naruto, and they wanted nothing to do with something like Gurren Lagann, which I think is going to be two groups: older people, right, that can appreciate it, and some really hardcore anime fans come across something like Gurren Lagann. So that's the importance of knowing who your demographic is, studying your insights, and continuously making your content better and better. All right, tip number 3, respond to your comments. So a lot of people, I see this all the time, they're just saying, follow me, follow me, follow me. Hey, I do it too, you gotta mix it in, but why? Why are your followers following you unless they care about you? So there are 2 ways that people are going to follow you or do whatever it is that you're requesting of them. Your material is that hot that you just put it out there and say, follow me, and people actually follow you because it's fire material. Or they care about you and your brand so much that when you go on to, starting a Twitter, going on to create a YouTube, right? That when you say, hey guys, I just started YouTube, I'd like you guys to follow along, they will follow because they like you. You guys have a relationship. So it's very important to comment back to people. They've taken the time to acknowledge your content. So you need to take the time to acknowledge that you've seen it and you appreciate it. It gets harder as your page gets bigger and bigger, but do your best. Your fans or your followers are gonna see that you are at least making the attempt, especially if you have repeat commenters, right? Jabu, there will be no candy because you don't sit still. Candy. You gotta sit still. Sit still. So here's the next little tidbit for you guys. So we're talking about comments. Okay, back to comments. Instagram and Facebook is like this too. It's going to reward you for being engaged or using the platform longer. And when there's an interesting conversation going on Instagram or Facebook, what it starts doing is it starts expanding the reach of that content in organic searches. So either it'll show up on more people's timelines, it'll show up more in the Explore section because something exciting is happening because there's a lot of conversations going on. Remember, Instagram, Facebook, these are social networks. So they're going to reward you for actually being social, right? Go figure. So it's very important that if you're using it, you're commenting back, building meaningful relationships with the people who take the time to comment you, especially if someone writes a full paragraph. Guys, sometimes you guys comment a full paragraph and it covered everything. I don't have anything to say. But since you've taken the time to really put an energy into my page, I got to, when I come across it, when I have the time to, make sure I put in the same energy as well. I got to. Here's the next tip. Yeah. Here's the next tip.
Me too, Mommy.
Okay. Number 4 is networking. When you network with other people, you start building reciprocation. The important part of my family. So the important part of networking is it does 2 things. As I look at many of the big content creators, they are not alone. They are part of some type of network of like-minded people, right? So I got 30,000 followers. What a lot of you guys don't know is when I come across someone else who has at least 10,000 followers or more, I repost their content, I give credits to them, and then they'll return the favor and they'll repost my content and they'll give credits. That's why it's important to give credits to people when you repost their content, because a lot of times they'll reciprocate the same thing. So now your content is in front of their base and their content is in front of your base. Guys, you can thrive. That's a beautiful thing about social media is you don't have to crush your competition. You guys can thrive all together, right? And people like that. You'll actually be cooler if you're some part of a clique of a group of people that all have big followings. So it's reciprocate, credit others if you find their content. One thing I do if I'm on Google and I'm on Facebook, people give me heat about this, but I'm gonna stand my ground. If I come across content and then there's no attribution to the original creator, I do go ahead and I slap my watermark on it because I found it just on Google, or I found it on Facebook, and there was no credit to the original owner. And there's no watermark in there. Guys, if you're making material, put your own branding, put your watermarks on there. The reason why is obviously as popular meme is being circulated on the internet and it has your watermark, has your branding on it, people will start seeing you and they'll follow you. And if they've seen your watermark before and then they happen to come across that same image on Instagram, they're like, oh, there's a guy, and they'll follow you. So, hey, people are gonna give me heat for that, but that's what I do. Yeah, I'm gonna help you, J-Lu. Let me just finish because I got one more, no, I got two, that was the fourth one, so now we're on the fifth one, right? J-Lu's nodding too. The fifth one, guys, is to use relevant hashtags. So you're gonna notice if you're following big pages, a lot of big pages no longer use relevant hashtags. They just post it because the time that it takes sometimes to even research what hashtags to use, and now they're so big, who cares, right? So they have 100,000 followers, boom, just put out a post. They're big pages. When you are a smaller page, you gotta put out the hashtags because, you gotta put out the hashtags because people who are not following you may follow the hashtag that you're including in the video or the post that you're putting out there, right? You know, if it's Naruto Daily, if that's the hashtag that you put out and people are following the Naruto Daily hashtag, and you put out a content using the hashtag, you're getting a lot of comments, a lot of likes, a lot of engagement, then it starts becoming trending and you start gaining additional people, right? So it's very important to use those hashtags and fill them up. 25 hashtags, I believe, is what you can use. Do not use the same hashtags on every single video, because then you get what we call shadow ban, and Instagram will punish you. Why? Ultimately, hashtags are meant to find the relevant information. If you're just using the same hashtags, Instagram thinks that you're just spamming, essentially. So that's why you want to be careful. All right, guys, let's wrap this up. The most important thing that you guys can do is have fun with your page, right? It's supposed to be, I would hope, something that you're doing because you love it, you want to share it with the world. And yeah, if you're following this type of videos because you want some type of big social media presence so you can ultimately monetize it and turn it into a business. We all love Dragon Ball Z, right? But people that create Dragon Ball Z, they're making money. You can make money being a content creator, either the ad revenue from people watching your YouTube videos, or people supporting you and buying your merchandise, or just supporting you overall with PayPal or some type of subscription to your service, right? Yeah. She just won't let me record this video. She's really good, but she's not gonna sit still. She's like 3, right? So that's normal. So in any case, I hope you guys found some value with this. Here's a key. If there's anything I haven't mentioned, or you're just curious to know a little bit more, some little tidbits that I'm doing on Instagram, go ahead and comment to this video. I will take the time to respond back, and also let me know if you want what part of Instagram would you like me to make more videos on, and I'll go ahead and start incorporating that as well. What you're also gonna find is by providing value to other people, ultimately, that's how you're gonna gain more followers as well, right? Because you're not just asking, give me. What can I do for you? That's ultimately gonna help you down the line. So thanks for following. It's your boy Rock Lee. Now I've offered the value. Now here comes the request. If you're not following me already, please go ahead and follow this page. I appreciate you guys. Your boy Rock Lee out. J-Lu, say bye. Now you get to be rewarded. They can't see you. You're all the way down there. There you are. Bye. All right.